Okay, let's simplify some radicals. Number 28 says simplify the radical square root of 8. Now, of course, some of you want to just plug that in your calculator, but you're going to get a repeating decimal, probably. So it's going to be hard to simplify that, and you're going to have to estimate. We don't want an estimate. We want an exact number. And if you remember this from your flip book, you can look it up in your flip book, or if you remember it from last semester, we have a couple step process. Step number 1 is to prime factor the number inside the radical. I always start with 2 if it's an even number. 8 divided by 2 gives us 4. 2 is the end of our prime factor tree because that's a prime number. I'm going to circle it. 4 divides by 2 because that's even. That leaves us with 2. Those are both prime numbers, so our prime factoring is done. Now we can rewrite our radical as the square root of 2 times 2 times 2. I'm sure we can all agree that if you put that in your calculator, 2 times 2 times 2, you're going to get 8. So these two expressions are equivalent. Square root of 8 is the same as the square root of 2 times 2 times 2. Now, I'm going to go through and just kind of talk to you guys about the story we learned in class. We learned that if we treat these numbers in the radical as prisoners inside of a jail, we learned the process that if you can find two prisoners with the same value, in this case the first two 2's have the same value, one of those prisoners escapes, gets outside of prison, and one of them dies. So this 2 goes away, and now we end up with 2 on the outside of the prison. So 2 got out. The second 2 in the pair of 2's is crossed off, and we're still left with 1 2 inside jail without a partner. And there is the simplification of the square root of 8. 2 times the square root of 2. Now I know there's a lot better mathy explanations for how to do this, but I'm going to stick with the story we learned in class because it seems to me like most of you are remembering that story, so you're remembering the rules of simplifying radicals. Go to question number 28, follow the same procedure. Number 29, square root of 40. Let's prime factor 40. 2 goes into 40 20 times. 20 divides by 2, and that gives us 10. 10 divides by 2 and leaves us with 5. Our prime factoring is 2, 2, 2, and 5. That means we know that the equivalent for the square root of 40 is the square root of 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Let's take a look at our prisoners in the jail. Looks like we've got two 2's that form a partnership. One of them escapes out. One of them dies or is canceled. And we're still left with 2 prisoners that don't have a partner, so those stay in the jail. Now we can recombine the numbers inside the jail. We've got 2 on the outside. 2 times 5 is 10 on the inside. And your simplification of square root of 40 is 2 times the square root of 10. Let's do one more. Number 30, square root of 5.